document camera or a webcam, a small little webcam. These document cameras are just an inexpensive alternative to the larger, big document cameras. It's the newer technology of an overhead projector. Basically, you can use it just like that. The only things that you need are the document camera, and this is a little IPEVO, and as you can see, we can take pictures of you all. Take a picture of, let's see, where's Josette?
There she is.
Okay. There we go. We got her focused. She's filming us.
I gotta get that on the board.
So it's just like a webcam. What makes this nice is having the little stand. All right, let's get it in here though. There we go. I use it in every subject: language arts, math, social studies, science, to model to the children how to do a small center, how to do their seat work. We go over review questions and they can look at it. Right, what I have up here is a rock, and with this rock, we don't study rocks, but we do like to look at rocks. And so we point out the details on the rock. And I do have my camera here lighting it. This particular model does not have the backlight feature, so it doesn't light it. So we do have to have a light source on at all times. But one of the ways that I use it is to get the kids, when we come sit down to the carpet, I'll say, "Who's sitting correctly?" And then they look and they all want to get on camera to sit the right way. So that's one quick way to do it. We use it with the iPad. I just hook my sound up here, and then we pull up and it takes a little bit to get it focused, but only a second. So let's look at math games. Focus it a little bit better. Okay, so let's go to math word practice. Oh, I can see someone had fun. On this one, come on, I want to erase. Let's see, reset problem. There we go. Okay, so we can go up here and I can say, Caesar found 12 pennies on the floor. Corey found 5 more pennies. How many pennies did they find in all? With this particular one, so Caesar found 12 pennies, so there's 10, and his buddy found 5 more. So we'll try to put go in the trash can. And so they can figure out the math problem. They can use a pencil, and they can draw and solve the math problem on this one. So I use it to show them how to use the iPad in the center to let them know what programs they can go to for that particular session. You know, because there's some of the favorites that they have, which is Rocket Math. They love Rocket Math, and when it's language arts time, you know, I want them to focus on a reading app or a language arts app that they're focusing. So
What was the one you were just on? What was that called?
This one is called Math Word Problems. And this is first grade. Reset problem. And they can go to the next one. But the sound plays and the different ones and Math Puppy. There's a bunch of different
And
math
even
puppies.
just if a child is working on something on the iPad, that instead of even standing in front of the Promethean board, the rest of the class can see better because the child
Right.
who's working is not blocking the screen. Or even when you're reading a story and, you know, I can't see, you could put that there. And
Right,
now I can
you know,
see
and
the
a lot
picture.
of what I do is, okay, for instance, this is in science for magnet unit. I put the manipulatives right here, and if I have them sitting in a whole group on the carpet, which I do sometimes, and sometimes I'll show them on the carpet what to do and how to play a game, but it is much easier to come up here and have them do it, and then one at a time we talk about the different objects and make the predictions of what's magnetic and what's not, and then they can take the magnet and they can try it with the different items. You know, like, this is metal, but why isn't it attracting? And other things are attracted to it. Is this attracting? You know, so they can see the different items. We use it for math. They can, I show them how to roll the dice, how to fill out their math sheet right here. So this is a double dice. We have 6 inside and 1 outside, and they can make their math problems.
That's awesome.
And then minus.
That double dice is pretty high tech, I like that.
Oh, I love the double dice. And I have the double dice for different
Where'd you find those?
levels. These double dice I found at 5 and Below.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
5 and Below for a quarter a
It's like
piece.
$1
Wow.
It's $5 and less.
And then this double dice, which I use with my advanced group, it's a 20-sided dice. So there's, like this particular problem is 10 and 13
Where's the 13?
on the red dice on the
Oh,
inside.
okay.
Let's see if you can see
There
that.
it is.
Oh, yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
So it's on the inside. The kid's pretty good looking, you know, to figure out what theirs is. So I use this for my advanced math group. And then the lower math group just takes 1 and rolls it twice. A single-sided die,
Yeah.
or 6-sided. Can use the double to explain the community property of addition. It doesn't matter which way it goes. It still has the same number of dots on it. And this way they can count, and I have them come up and count.
And this is an old-fashioned domino.
Old-fashioned domino. In science or social studies, we were learning about Theodore Geisel and talking about him, and the kids like to look at photographs. And so we looked at this photograph, and we looked at the beach. You know, we could see the sand here, the feet are in the sand, and his dad is picking them up, and we talk about the bathing suits that they wear, and we do, you know, what do our bathing suits look like this now? And so we do that, you know, compare and contrast what the clothes are that we have. I can also show a photograph like this. I was talking to Chrissy Wade, and she just did a project where the children brought in pictures of their parents from or the grandparents during World War II. And she said she felt really nervous about having the children pass those photos around and talk about it. But if she had used a document camera, she could have just put those there, and the children can stand up here and talk about the grandparents and point out the different, you know, aspects of the picture, and it wouldn't put those photographs at risk of being damaged. Another aspect of the document camera that I really appreciate is that we can put an overhead projector plastic thing on it. We can look at the reading passage.
Transparencies.
And yep, just a regular transparency. And we can go, Teddy wanted his museum to grow like his father's. In 1 year, he collected over 200 things. Teddy's cousins helped him collect things. He named the museum the Roosevelt Museum of Natural History. So you can say, well, what was the museum named? They can come up and they can find it in the text. And that is one thing that the park is wanting us to be able to teach the children is where is the information in the text. And so to make this the webcam interactive, you just have the children come up to the paper, the book, the manipulatives, and they enjoy doing that just as much as they do going up to the whiteboard and marking on the whiteboard. But you don't need you don't need the whiteboard to be interactive. You can put it on this board or drop down screen. You just need to have the LCD projector, a computer, and a webcam.
But couldn't you open up Active Studio and then use the highlighter or the pen tool and overwrite? Like, over that, if you had that projected?
That is a possibility. I tried it once a while back when we had, instead of the Active Inspire, we had the previous version of it. And it was zooming in and out, and it was just acting very funky. So I just did a leave alone for that. So
Well, I
but
just
this is
came from Daniel Hodges. He has Genius Scan that he downloaded on his iPad. And you take a picture of the text with the iPad, and then he puts it into the Promethean board. And takes a picture of it on the Promethean board, and you can move it over and make notes and highlight
Yeah,
it.
that's
So
one
that's
way to do
another
it.
way to do it.
Yeah, but this, what I'm talking is just using a webcam or a document camera to have that interactivity. Because many people don't have the IWP in their classrooms. Interactive whiteboard.
Oh, thank you.
IWP.
Okay. But if you
It's
have an
just
LCD projector, isn't that's the big expense, right? The LCD?
But we have LCD projectors to check out. And we also have document cameras to check out
Okay,
in the library. Webcams are a lot less expensive.
okay.
So it's, webcam is an option. Let's see. You can model centers, as I've said. If you look at this sheet, these are all the ways that I've used the document camera in my classroom. In language arts, math, science, and social studies. So this is, but I just find it's a wonderful tool for modeling, handwriting. I know even though I have the 3 marker, the line marker, it's hard for me to get nice straight lines. So I will use my dry erase whiteboard here, and then I can show the children, how to write. Because in first grade, we're still going over correct penmanship. And so I show them how to write. I have them come up one at a time. And the children really enjoy just seeing the projection.
Sure.
Makes them feel like they're being put on TV. And so this is, and I do like to think of this as the modern day overhead projector.
Sure.
It just has a few little perks to it in that you can view the photograph and not just the backlight, the shadow, which is what the overhead did.
And that camera is connected to what?
The camera is connected to the back of the computer
Okay,
by a USB cord,
okay.
right here. This little device right there, and it can plug into any one of these.
So when you check out the
flat
document
slots.
camera, you get the cord with it.
It's all connected. It's connected to it. So you have the document camera, the cord, and you have the stand, if it's the IPEVO or the, what is it? The Ziggy.
I have the Ziggy.
You have the Ziggy? Is it backlit? Is that the perk to it? No, it's not. What is the difference between the Ziggy and the IPEVO?
Well, the Ziggy that is not portable. You can't unhook it like
Oh,
you
okay.
can. You can. It moves that you can flip it up and down and stuff like that. The only thing I have an issue with is because I work with larger sizes, I actually have to stack it up
Yeah.
higher so that it gets the full view.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
no,
now they have-
I have one that is backlit, but it's so big and bulky, it's hard to use.
Yeah. And that's what's nice about these and the webcams. And webcams work just as well.
But
You know,
you don't have the stand.
you don't have the stand, but you do have the little grip to go on top of the monitor. So if you get something, you know, either make a wooden, like type of tall thing and to clip it to, that would work also. You know,
You
when
just
I,
have a different angle. It wouldn't be over the document. It would
right,
be out
before
there.
I had this, I used a webcam and I just clipped it to the monitor and just pointed it downwards.
How many document cameras do we have right now?
I think we have about 10 to 15. Last year, it was Matt's goal to have a document camera with every iPad because they can be used together.
Did he purchase those for the people that have iPads?
He was starting. He started with 15, 10 or 15. Wasn't it like that?
Yeah, I remember ordering those.
And I remember you were distributing them. So, we will, let me plug this back in and we'll show you with the sound. Because this is the kids' favorite way to view. I also use this, let me just show one more thing. Open up the stories.
Don't look, anybody, don't look.
Gee.
I don't know. It doesn't need that. Okay, so Lulu and the
Kinda easy reading.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, a lot of good books.
Did you buy all these?
They're free, most of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Lulu and the Dinosaur is a story that we read. It was one of the recommended book lists for first grade. It has 2 endings, and we used it with our opinion writing. You know, which ending should you, which one was it? You know, which ending did you want? Some of the things that you can do, and I have a pen, but what's neat is, so let me find a word that, right here, dignified. Okay, now with this, you can define it. So if the kids come across a word and go dignified and not know what it means, you can bring this up and you can say it's an adjective, which is a describing word, and having or showing a composed or serious manner that is worthy of respect. She maintained a dignified silence, a dignified old lady. And then you can close it, and Lulu replied, very dignified. And so you can explain to him with giving the character voice. You know, instead of saying, I'm 1 year older today,
Right.
she would be, I'm 1 year older today. You know, just very, giving that theatrical tone to it makes it more interesting for
And
the
explain
listener to
miles.
hear. So we use it that way. I'll show it that while I'm reading it. It makes it nice because that way they can see the pictures in the book, you know, because some of the big books, the chapter books, have the pictures. Dr. Seuss books.
These weren't all free.
Star.
Huh?
These weren't all free. Where did these books?
No, these were like
Okay, all right.
$1.99.
Okay,
But my parents gave me
okay.
gift cards
Yeah.
to iTunes. So on here, you can show them how to, they don't understand a word. What is that?
Can we hear it being read?
Yeah, let me go back.
Oh, this is an e-book?
Mm-hmm.
Now the star-belly sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain belly sneetches had none upon theirs.
Can we define ours?
Let's see. I don't think that's in that particular
The
book.
stars weren't so big, they were really so small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. Star.
Okay, that's better.
And so on that page, star was the keyword.
Star.
The ocean.
And I also let the children
Because
take
they had
turns
stars,
turning
all
the
the
page, so
star
they'll
belly
be the.
sneeches.
Oh, so you have to do it manual? You have to turn the
They're
page
the
manual?
best kind of
You don't
No,
have
snitch.
to.
it's just what I chose.
Snitches.
Oh, okay.
With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain belly sort. Plain belly sneetch. Star. Snoot. Plain belly sneetch. Snoot. Snoot. Plain belly. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. When the star belly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all.
Like, can you stop it and have them circle the rhyming words? You'd have.
You can talk about that and bring it over. This is where I don't know if you'd be able to pull up the Promethean with this particular. This doesn't have
The ability
the
to.
capability of that.
And whenever they met some, when they were out walking,
Could you put an
they'd hike
overhead
right
thing on it?
past
You probably
them
could.
Yeah.
without even talking.
Then if they press too hard, it might change the page or.
Let's see. Walking and talking. Yeah, you can do that. I know that.
When the star belly children went out to play ball, could a
Yes.
plain belly get in the game? Not at all. Ball. Plain belly.
But
Do you like the Storia? I saw you had Storia on it. Do you have some of the storybooks and do you like those?
yeah,
Do they read to them?
some
Or
of
is it
them
just-
do.
Teachers, you are, it's time to move on to the next rotation.
Did you pay for all of
It should be
those?
over at about 10.
No,
Or do you
you
get some
have a
free?
free one every month.
Thank you.
And we
Heidi.
download
Storia?
it each month?
So the ones
wish I
that
had
have
an
the
iPad.
lightning will
Yeah.
read to them.
Okay.
Like here and here and here, they'll read to them.
So because I get those emails, but I haven't downloaded any. So do you just download it from the email? Do you download it through your Scholastic account?
Through the Scholastic
Or just through
account
the app?
and Scholastic account, download the app and then you can upload it.
Thank you, Heidi. Good
This is
stuff.
awesome.
Good
I
stuff.
loved it.
You are welcome.
Thank you.